One of the biggest challenges that agents have are distractions, and most of them are self-inflicted. So the first thing you want to do is understand what you need to be doing every day. And that's not that day that you figure it out. You figure it out the day before, the night before. You have your day planned. And then you set up structures to remove the distractions or to limit them. For example, when I would go into prospect, I would hand my cell phone to my assistant and say, and she knew not to give it back to me till 11 o'clock, no matter what happened, no matter who was calling, no matter who was trying to get a hold of me. So I wasn't being distracted by that. We didn't have the internet on, so I wasn't checking social media or anything else. I had my database in front of me. I was making the calls. So I'm human. We're all human. It's easy to get distracted. It's easy to distract ourselves. But you have to first put the structures in place, and then really develop the mindset. Have a strong mindset where you're not going to listen to the voice in your head that wants to distract you. The voice that says, I don't want to do this now, or I want to do that. And say, I don't listen to my wants. I don't listen to my don't wants, and just make the next call, take the next action. Be really focused about removing the distractions that are self-inflicted, and then make sure we set up structures to remove all external distractions. So if you have to work in a place where there's not other people around, or you have to inform all the people around you, your family, your clients, of what your schedule is, so there aren't any expectations that you should be responding to something and you're not. If you let everyone know what your schedule is, then it's easier to stick to it. Those are just a couple of things that you can do to, combat the distractions that we deal with all the time. One of the biggest opportunities for agents is to actually have structured days. Most agents are completely reactive to their day. They don't have a schedule. There's no structure to it. They're taking care of things and taking care of things that come up. And what we know is there's no shortage of things that'll come up that you can react to. But when that happens, you're at the effect of your business. You're being run by your business instead of running a business. Can you imagine if a doctor's office or a dentist's office worked that way, where people could just show up whenever they wanted to for an appointment, or the doctor just tried to respond to any inquiry that came in? It'd be chaos, and they couldn't help very many people. It'd be completely inefficient and ineffective. As agents, we have to be efficient. We have to be effective, which means we have to structure our days. It's real simple. You create a schedule. You put everything in that schedule, everything from taking your kids to school to picking them up and all the work things that need to happen. And then your job becomes following that schedule. Because if everything is in your schedule and you follow it every day, at the end of each day, you will have accomplished all the things that you needed or wanted to accomplish. And when you do that, your goals get met. That's the way that the top agents work. When it comes to having and following a schedule, very few would argue that it's not more effective to do that. But most agents don't do it. They don't do it because it's hard. They don't do it because they haven't developed the discipline or the habit. So how do we do that? We have to have a strong mindset, and we have to make it fun. Make it a game. Reward yourself when you do it. Have an accountability partner. If you don't do it, the penalties are pretty obvious. You're not going to achieve your goals. If your goals are big enough and important enough, it'll be much easier to do the things you know you should do, especially on the days you don't want to do them, because you don't want to miss your goals. If your goals aren't important, it's really easy to not do the things you should do. Have important goals, have a schedule, and then follow it, and see how magically it happens that you hit those goals. The best and highest use of an agent's time is focusing on revenue-generating activities. We all have a finite amount of time during the day. Then the question becomes, what are we spending our time on? Are we spending our time taking care of business, or are we spending our time creating business? Revenue-generating activities, lead generation, lead follow-up, presenting, negotiating. Those are the things we should be spending the majority of the day doing. The rest of the day, we're taking care of that business, administering that business. The most important thing, revenue-generating activities. As agents' businesses grow, sometimes they get overwhelmed. The reason they get overwhelmed is twofold. Either one, they don't have enough help or enough talented help. Or two, they don't have enough structure to their day. If you put into your day all the time periods or all the time slots to do the things that need to get done, you'll get them done. So as you get more business, as you get more leads, if you have a set time to respond to them and a good process for handling them and an automated follow-up and reminders, it's much easier not to be overwhelmed, much easier just to be effective and productive.